Ladies, gentlemen, and friends beyond the binary, welcome to Step Back to... Wait, nope. This is the Monday Discourse for today, November 29th, 2021. I'm your host, Tristan. I'm just putting my phone on silent there. Hi. Hello. I am Tristan. I run the YouTube channel Step Back, and I also do another thing. I co-host a podcast called It's Probably Not Aliens, which comes out every Tuesday, so you can listen to that tomorrow. I stream on Mondays and Tuesdays. Mondays from 12 till 2. I do the Monday Discourse, which is what you're watching right now. And then on Tuesday nights from 7 till 9 Eastern, I do Step Back Tonight, which is a show that is just with me talking about the news and stuff, while the Monday Discourse has Mia Mulder, who will be joining us in just a minute. Wow, I had this down to a nice routine, and then I've just completely let it fall apart, which is just so me. Yeah. I go by he, him pronouns, and if you wish to support my work, you could go to patreon.com/stepbackhistory and support for as little as 84 cents a month with a premium subscription, or with a yearly subscription, and get videos early. Or you can go to, if you have Amazon Prime, you can get one free Twitch Prime subscription every month, and that helps with what's it called? That gives me money at no extra cost to you. It's just baked into your Amazon Prime membership. Lastly, of course, if you do have a little bit of change, super chats, bits, Twitch subscriptions are all welcome and appreciated. As far as content to look forward to, at the moment, I'm currently working on 3 videos in parallel, or in parallel or in series or whatever, because I need to make January and February's videos as well as December's videos all at the same time to kind of batch them out. And it's going well. I'm outlining scripts and such like that. Right after I finish some positive leftist news stuff today. And yeah, so look forward to my most recent video is on Project CyberSyn, which has not gotten as much love as I would think. So please, if you haven't seen it yet, you should. My next video is going to be on Kyle Rittenhouse and political economy and American history and how we got to the point where a kid who went to a place to murder Black Lives Matter activists got away with murder. So, yeah. If you have questions you wish to submit for future streams, I hang on to them for a month, but I am sort of like getting ready to take some parental leave basically starting on Christmas break, so I'll try to get in. But I do answer most questions, so I'm going to put a link in the chat, just fill that in, and yeah, get your questions in. It'll be good. And then, yeah, I'll probably have to, when I go on parental leave, I'll be gone for January and February. I'm not streaming. When I come back sometime in March, I'm going to be putting some serious thought into what my streaming schedule looks like and what kind of things I'm going to do, and probably shake things up a little bit. Because I've been streaming more or less the same way for a few years now, and I feel like I need to find something that's a little bit, I don't know. I just need to shake things up and make it a little bit more solid. All right. I think that's everything. All right, so that means I think we can get Mia in here now. So let's call Mia.
Hello.
Hello.
And everything's working on the first try for once.
Yeah, we did it.
It's a holiday Thanksgiving miracle.
Yeah, a holiday that neither of us celebrated.
Not really.
It's a holiday that for me happens in October and you don't have at all.
Don't have that. It's a weirdly American thing that I only know about because of
cultural
American American
cultural hegemony.
Yeah.
The whole world knows when it's Thanksgiving because it's the time when you are reminded that you don't live in the empire. You are not a Roman citizen.
Still get Black Friday sales though. So
yeah, they've exported that part of it.
Keep having to deal with that.
Now I always get to celebrate Thanksgiving weekend because my birthday happens to fall fairly close to Thanksgiving in America. So much so that my Beanie Baby that has the same birthday as me as a turkey. So okay. I won that one. That's an objective W. So I always and so like my thing is like, okay, it's not officially Christmas time until I've had my birthday, which I now have had, so I'm good.
Nice.
I don't have a whole lot to report about that, but I do have something I want to show you that was a result of my birthday. So one of my friends is a researcher on trolls and troll behavior and stuff like that. And so he got me a couple gifts as a birthday present. So I'll show you the first one here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, good.
No step on
Objectively good.
flag. So I gotta find some place to hang that up because I feel like I got two gifts that are basically troll gifts that can be used for content. So I feel like no step on snack flag needs to be in some sort of content in the future.
Yeah, oh, for sure it has. Love no step on snake.
And the other one, I think I got a book by a content creator who I think is probably the most, according to now a study of my subscribers, probably one of the most popular content creators among the internet left. I received this book called Facts Don't Care About Your Feelings by one Benjamin Shapiro. So I actually own an actual, like, real, not a joke. This is like an actual book by one that says, let's see. Oh, fun. It's not even a book that it's literally, I'm looking at it now. It is a collection of his articles.
Why? Is that what he does? Is that the book?
Apparently, yeah. So,
God.
So yeah, so that was the gifts that I got from
Perfect.
my buddy.
Perfect gift.
I also tried a sensory deprivation tank, which was very good.
Yeah, because that's like a real good gift that you can actually enjoy.
That's what Kelly got for me.
Ben Shapiro.
I think that Yemen, my buddy, would did both of these because he knew that it would be content for my bachelor party, which was in the summer of 2016. He got me a book called Bard of the Deal, which is a collection of Trump quotes turned into Shakespearean sonnets.
That tracks. This sounds horrible, but it tracks.
Yeah. So that's life. And then I just spent the rest of the weekend hyper focusing on RimWorld. So that's life.
As you should.
Yes.
With your 50 plus mods, as you tweeted.
50 plus mods. It takes like 15 minutes for the program to open now.
Yeah.
And you have to
I know the suffering.
You have to tell Windows like 10 times. Yes, I know it's not responsive. Just let it go.
Just wait.
Let it
Fine.
do its thing.
It'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like the antivirus is like, what the fuck is this? You have to be like, it's fine, I promise.
Yeah.
Small fire.
I don't know how I always end up playing games like this, but this is a game that has such a huge and intense modding community that someone has made a piece of software that is for optimally installing and loading them all in the correct order, because you have to have all the mods load in the correct order or else the game crashes. So it's like somebody made an app that's based on community guidelines that are devised around how to properly load all of the mods in the correct order so that the game actually functions. And it's just like, why do I keep playing games that like obviously nerds with way too much time on their hands make?
Like, you need a spreadsheet to just like understand what mods to get and what order you do them in.
And all of a sudden, the reason why I've always been tempted but never gave in, or have never seriously given in to EVE Online, it makes a lot more sense.
Now I'm curious about playing EVE Online again.
It's a game that always is just like, come play, because like the thing is, it's got one of those email marketing things where it's like, hey, you want to come back?
Yeah.
Free weekend. And
it knows me too well.
Yeah, and they use my character's name in the email, and I'm like, I can't. See the thing? Okay, I would play the shit out of EVE Online in one condition, which is that if I had a clone where one could just be a functioning human being and the other one could play the game, because like like all MMOs are built around the idea that if you want to get all of the juice out of the game that you possibly can, you basically have to sacrifice your own life in service to the video game.
Yes.
And sometimes that's really fun, but I'm 33 years old. I have a child who's going to be born in like 6 weeks. EVE Online has no place in my temporal existence.
It doesn't. You can't allow it in because it will destroy you.
Yeah,
That's exactly how I feel as well.
until they invent that, what's it called? That like thing from Harry Potter that the girl used to go to 2 classes at the same time.
Oh yeah, the time turner.
That broke the entire universe. Was like, here's this thing that literally like just breaks your entire universe. And it was used for like a 14-year-old girl to go to 2 grade 9 classes at the same time.
Yeah, so you can do more homework.
Yeah,
Because apparently that's a better solution than just like taking a class later in the day.
couldn't you just like, what's it called? It was like, oh, I couldn't take fucking Advanced Alchemy 101. I guess I'll just have to take it next year. Or what if I just did a reading course or something? Anyways.
It's yeah. No, but that's also how I feel about EVE Online. If you ever do like give in to that temptation for some reason, let me know. I'll join you.
Yeah. Well, this is the main thing about EVE Online that I'm always like, I want to go and play this. And I'm like, to do that, you're going to have to find a corporation and find one that won't just scam you. And then they're going to require you to show up at a certain time so that you can do the wars.
And the second point is just like a job that you don't get paid for. A job that you pay to play.
Exactly. And it's just like, I do not need this in my life.
No.
Yeah, so that's that. Oh,
Yeah.
just
Horrible.
I'm getting some dropped frames real quick.
Uh-oh.
You should though tell people how content is formed.
How my content is formed?
Yeah. Who
Well,
are
yeah,
you?
Yeah, we forgot about that. Hi, my name is Mulder. You can find my stuff on youtube.com/c-Mulder. I'm making a video about drugs. That's gonna come out tomorrow and why people take them. Short answer, they're fun, apparently. Long answer, they're fun and... I'm reaching a point now in video editing that I'm like, I have a lot of work to do left today before I can like release, before I can like be done with it. And I'm realizing that I, at a certain point, you're really just like sounding like a weird person, like the weird guy in high school who got really into weed like too early and keep talking about it too much.
Yeah, and they're like, weed solves all problems.
Yeah, and I'm finding myself like that's how I hear my own video now, and I hate it.
All right.
It's horrifying. I hate it so much. So that's gonna be out tomorrow. Please watch it. Hopefully it goes well. That's my content.
Nice.
Thank you.
I'm doing something much more fun and breezy, and that's going to be talking about how somebody got away with murder, and when everybody knew he did the murder.
Oh yeah, you mentioned like making a video about Mr. Kyle Rittenhouse.
Because of ideology.
Ideology.
Yeah. There was something else. Oh, yeah, so I think there's 2 big news stories that we have to cover because they're sort of the theme of the weekend, which is one, Twitter daddy resigned this morning.
Really? Wait,
yeah,
what?
Jack Dorsey has resigned as of this morning.
Oh, shit.
Somebody,
The news broke 2 hours ago. I missed that entirely. That's cool.
And they're not entirely sure why, but the speculation is that there's this right-wing billionaire who's been trying to edge him out for being too woke. And so, like, there's a bunch of, like, shitheads who are just like, well, now that Jack Dorsey's out, now freedom of speech will come back to Twitter, and I'm like, oh no.
So you're saying that Twitter is gonna get worse now?
If it could, yeah. Oh yeah, and also tonight Barbados is becoming a monarchy, or is becoming a republic at midnight tonight.
Oh, that's good. There's so
Yeah,
many cool shits happening right now.
yeah. Speaking of cool stuff, that's definitely good. Also, the big talk of the weekend is that according to Tom Paris, we're being bathed in Omicron particles. Um, and I swear they say
Like the
Omicron
reverse
particles in
polarity,
Star
yeah.
Trek all the time, and now we get our own Omicron variant. Um, and like
It.
everyone's
I don't
freaking the
like the
fuck out.
name. The name is stupid.
It just feels science fiction-y. But that's because I think we defaulted too much to Greek letters of the alphabet to name things in science fiction.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. We need to figure out like new ways to name things in science fiction, and also a new way to name the virus variants. Because the reason why they skipped two is one of them is because they wanted it to be like clear because the new it was the next letter in the alphabet for like the new variants. But that sounds like the word new, and that's not what they want. So if you skip a letter again, but then the next letter is like G or like XI, and people don't want the association with China because that's already like a big problem.
Yeah.
They just skip two letters, and this seems like a problem they should have foreseen at the beginning. And maybe they could have picked like another lettering system.
Yeah, it's going to get really awkward when we get to the Greek letter 5G. Um,
5G. Why can't we just like name it COVID-19 2?
I think
See.
that it was an intentional thing to try and get rid of the like regional associations we were making. Like it was to get rid, because remember before that we were calling this like, oh, this is the South African variant, oh, this is the Brazilian variant, and so they wanted to stop doing that because they didn't want another. They wanted to dispel the whole or kill the whole China thing. So they decided to move to this like Greek lettering system. It is funny though, if you're like what's it called? If you're a Greek person, it's just like the A variant, the B variant, the C variant.
Exactly, that's all you need.
Yeah, so that's fun. So here's what I've picked up about it. Basically, we know literally nothing about this. We literally we found out it existed last week, and they've announced that it exists. And I think, if anything, we still don't know anything about how bad it is yet. It's suspected it's pretty bad because it's spread around the world so fast that it's by the time it's been sequenced, it's been found in like 12 countries. But there's some people who are saying this speaks more to how fast we were able to internationally come together and recognize this thing, and how much our pandemic or virus identification system actually is working. Because not only that, but Moderna has already put into work like the beginnings of a Omicron-resistant vaccine. Because with all of the new mRNA vaccines, you can make vaccines for viruses a lot faster than you could in the past. So the like next vaccine and the next vaccine after that are all going to be much faster to produce to catch up with these variants. Also, somebody just asked, how does your hair look so perfect and flowy? Where is your part? I can't get rid of my part. How do you do it?
I do it by messing up my hair significantly.
You don't want Zoomers to make fun of you for your part.
Yeah, apparently that's a thing on Twitch. I hear about that.
Yeah.
Or TikTok. I don't.
16-year-old girls have a magical power to be able to, like the Terminator, spot your insecurity with remote detection and say the exact right combination of words to cut right to your soul. And it has a lot to do with hair parting. I don't know why that is, but that seems to be what they've fallen on.
I don't get that either. Yeah, honestly, just I don't know how I do it. I get really lucky, and also cameras get rid of a lot of the frizz. So.
Well done.
I also think that a lot of it is just like stress sweat. It's probably not great for the hair, but I have been working like nonstop for the last like week to finish this video, so.
Oh boy, sounds.
That does affect the hair as well.
Yeah, right. We're good.
Have you heard about the? I like how we're both yawning. Like this Monday is tiring.
Yeah, I'm coming back after like a very party heavy weekend, so I'm like, this is a slow return to life.
It truly is Monday. We truly are both Garfield.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you heard the other discourse of the recent time where Mr. Sir Beast has created Squid Game?
Yes, Mr. Beast, the YouTuber whose content was probably the closest thing to real life Squid Game, has actually made real life Squid Game.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the video.
It's not good.
But it has already... it's already within 5 million views of getting more views than the actual Squid Game show.
Which I think is such a weird metric to do, because it's a half-hour video. The show is like 7 hours long.
Yeah.
So like... They're doing the YouTuber trick of like counting views instead of view time.
Oh, yeah.
Which you shouldn't do. Like, the view time is the thing that, like, hits.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. I don't know if I can know what people...
Although,
Netflix wants.
Even so, it is, it's even for Mr. Beast, who is, like, an outrageously successful YouTuber, it's doing extremely well.
And honestly, I don't think it's very good. Like, even for, like, a Mr. Beast video...
For the record, if anyone hasn't watched Mr. Beast, which I haven't until very recently, he's a very rich guy who gets large amounts of money to get, and then gets basically poor people to do embarrassing things for said money.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So it's like, I will give you enough money to buy a house if you to like an old man, if he flosses for the camera.
Kinda. He had a challenge just 4 months ago if quitting school for $100,000, which seems like a bad moral lesson to impart, if anything.
It's rough.
Game shows were good when they were on TV, but they were also only good when the maximum winnings was like, you get a gallon of free gas. Or something like
Survivor
that.
fucked it all up.
That's why Naked and Afraid is the best game show. Because they don't get anything. They get to survive.
Yeah. They're just playing real life RimWorld.
Yeah, with the primitive start option.
Exactly.
God, I gotta play more RimWorld. Fucking rules.
But Survivor was like, the other thing, too, is basically... Because, like, if you think about it, a reality show is basically just a game show with serialization. At least as far as I've been... I haven't watched that many game shows, or that many reality shows, but it seems like they all are basically just a serialized game show.
I mean, pretty much. Everything's a game show when you think about it. Like, even fucking Bachelor, right, it's a game show, but the prize is, I guess, a marriage.
Yeah. Which is, I think that's the best way to get to know somebody, is fighting 30 other people for their attention. That's how you know that there's going to be a fair and equal relationship. That you, like, had to stab 30 other women to get the heart, to get the flower or whatever. I don't know why I'm shitting on these things. It's fine. It's garbage. It's garbage TV, and everyone knows it. So as long as everyone consents, we're fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Listen, we're very cynical. I feel like we're both tired and angry because the internet is bad.
Yeah, this is the thing I'm learning. More and more people are saying this. Yeah, so it's just it's rough. It's
Yeah.
but yeah, the other thing too is just because of Omicron. I don't know if it's because of Omicron or just because of other things, but COVID's starting to pick up here again.
Yeah, same here.
And so like I went to Tim Hortons like I do. That's apparently where I go to watch Mia Mulder videos, as we know. And they've taken all the
Yeah,
chairs and tables out of the restaurant again. And I'm like, beans.
great. Yeah, we're on, what is this? Like, 3, 4, 5. We're on wave 6 now, if I'm counting correctly.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm tired of it.
yeah, I like, and here's the thing. Here's how you know it's going to be a real shit show where I live. One, it's coming to Christmas time, so you know the government's not wanting to do a lockdown.
Yeah.
Two, next year in the springtime, we're having an election where the premier is coming up for re-election. And three, since the last Since the last lockdown, Canada has had a very quickly growing movement of like anti-vaccine, anti-mask, anti-lockdown weirdos who are increasingly voting for a new far-right political party. So, you mix those three together, and it's like, we're going to need a lockdown, but the government's not going to do it. It's going to let things get real bad.
Yeah.
I really like, sometime before my son goes to college, I would love for the pandemic to be over, is the thing.
Yeah. South Park made a good joke. I don't watch South Park because I think it's pretty trash. But the clips from them have come up on my TikTok like every fucking day now for some reason. And they actually made the only good joke that they've made that I've seen since I was a teenager, and that was showing a bunch of like South Park animated children being happy that the pandemic is over, showing that vaccines is working, showing that like measures are effective, and the pandemic is like almost over. And then they pan over to the main characters who are now like fully grown adults.
Oh boy.
That's the only good joke they did, because it's also true. We are never going to get out of this, are we? Like, I was just thinking about maybe taking a spring vacation next year. Like, vaccines are effective, and like I thought that things were going better, and just as it's doing that, everything's back to trash.
Yep. This is our life now. I
Do you
will
think
say
people
that
in the
if we have to
Spanish
go into
flu did
another
this?
if we have to go into another lockdown, me being stuck inside with a new baby is, I guess, the best time for it to happen, to me personally.
Yeah.
And
But remember how we were talking about it like a few months ago, though, that like at least it's gonna be like not early in the pandemic, so that your kid can at least grow up after the pandemic.
yeah,
And now,
we're in like
uh,
year 3 of the forever pandemic, as D-Quack in the chat said.
yeah, we're welcome to the 2-year anniversary of our 3-month lockdown,
Just no one's
as Thomas Gray said.
Yeah, no one's able to get the cubes to go away. There's just too many cubes everywhere. And despite our best efforts, we send scientists to all the different cities. We can't make the cubes go away. We keep drawing the cards that make a whole lot more cubes. And so, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think people in the Spanish flu did this though? Like the pamphleteers of the 19 of the early like mid 1910s?
So what I've heard is that the Spanish flu's big problems came more from, there's two things. One, the selection pressure was for it to get worse because of World War I specifically. Basically, they were because it spread in the trenches originally, and so if you were to spread it to people who are immunocompromised, i.e., like people who are sick or injured, you had to be so sick that they would take you from the front line of World War One to send you back to the hospitals. And so those are the ones that bred successfully. And so the selection pressure was for it to get like deadlier until World War One ended, and then the selection pressure was like all diseases to be as mild as possible so that you don't try to destroy it and you don't kill your host.
Yeah.
But in the countries that had it, there doesn't seem to be as much a backlash as there was like people who didn't listen, because there's some people who listened very closely to the restrictions. In Philadelphia, a police officer shot somebody for not wearing a mask.
Based.
Yeah, and it was possible to. I think it was also
no, not based though.
It was also easier to get people to take seriously because the H1N1 was able to, like, you could start showing symptoms and die within 48 hours.
Yeah.
Like it was a much more fast acting, and it tended to kill young people instead of old people, because it caused something called a cytokine storm, which is sort of when your immune system goes into overdrive. And so the stronger your immune system is, the more likely you were to die from the Spanish flu.
Your immune system literally kills itself.
Yeah.
The cytokine storm, which is the most awful thing that I've ever heard.
People
you
with
listen to Leechfest on the episode of the Spanish flu.
Yeah. People with lupus and type 1 diabetes are just like, oh, your immune system is killing yourself? Cool. What else is new? First time? Yeah, so there's that. So that combination things. But a lot of what caused the Spanish flu to spread was more countries that were they were resistant to do any of the measures they needed to get done because they were too busy. Like, they didn't want to have the war economy suffer. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I'm just noticing that our current pandemic is going on longer than the Spanish flu.
Oh, yeah. The Spanish flu was basically gone by 1919.
From February 1918 to April of 1920. Yeah. Like a year and a half.
And
a year and ish.
And also, that was done without a vaccine. It just evolved into a less deadly form.
Yeah.
So
it did kill significantly more people than COVID did.
Yes, it was much deadlier.
But at the same time, it's just like, not by much though, because like 25 million dead. COVID has killed 5 million with modern medicine, bro. We are so.
Yes, but also with multiple times the population. Like COVID is much more virulent, but less deadly, while the Spanish flu was very deadly. Like, it had like very high mortality rate compared to COVID, but it has to deal with the fact that there's a lot more people today. There's a lot more international travel today. And so, yeah, like the fact that fewer people than the Spanish flu have been hit or have died from pandemic, from COVID, kind of speaks to that.
Yeah.
They're different types.
I'm going to go insane, Tristan.
Yeah?
Tristan, I need this to be over. My good friend, I'm so tired. I need this to end.
I know. It's rough.
I need to be free.
Yeah. I will say, the pandemic has probably aged me like 15 years in 2 years.
Oh, same. When this pandemic started, I was but a child.
I like drank every weekend and lived in a big city in a tiny apartment, and now I own a house and I'm having a baby. And drink seltzer water. So yeah, I've done it. I've become so much older. I think in the USA, COVID has actually killed more than the Spanish flu, although there's way more people now. Both are true, and also the USA did not get hit as hard with Spanish flu as COVID. Because keep in mind, the USA basically was the epicenter of the COVID pandemic. And yeah,
Back to Europe now, though, isn't it?
yeah. Although, when I was thinking about how much time has passed, the things we were talking about when the pandemic started was Cats and the bad Star Wars movie. Just to give you an idea of like what was going on at that time.
I miss those. I miss it. Mm-hmm. Those halcyon days. I'm actually becoming a bit of a doomer.
And Bernie was doing well in the primaries back then too. Yeah, it's been hell. Are you all right?
So anyway, what else has been happening?
I don't know.
Sorry for bringing down the mood. Like the depression, the pandemic depression is hitting. Today, I feel like.
Yeah, I have a sense that this is just like we're gonna find, like I said this kind of early in the pandemic, like this is an endemic disease now, and it's not a thing that we're ever going to completely eliminate. But life still continues, and we will find ways to live a life that is fulfilling and normal outside of it. Because we live with multiple deadly endemic diseases, like influenza, like the cold, which is a cousin of COVID. Because the cold is also a coronavirus. And so, we're going to get to a point where, and this is the thing to look out for with these variants, we're going to get to a point where a variant that is more contagious but less deadly, that seems to be the way things are going. And once one comes around that dominates all the others, that's just like, you get a little sick, then things will start getting better. That's the upside, is that there will be an end to this. Our immune system will adapt to it, and eventually it'll just become part of who we are. But we'll move on. We're not going to stick like this forever anyway.
Yeah, that's the hope.
Mm-hmm. So that's that. Oh, lovely. Okay, so this is fun. The first question, we can do questions. And the first question for you is also a doomery question. So let's go. All right. Bit of a loaded one, so feel free to skip to my other more fun question. All right. This is from Prefer Not to Say. So, I'm trans femme and 19 and struggling with the fact that I feel like I wasted my chance to grow up and that I'm going to go straight to adulthood without a chance to be a kid first. This is kind of exacerbated by the fact that I fully knew I wanted to be a girl for several years before I accepted myself and started my transition. More fun question. Considering the absolute dire... Okay, well, that's just question one. But it's not much of a question, but yeah, I guess that's one of the... that must be one of the tough things about the trans experience, is that you never got to be a kid.
Yeah, that's definitely a part of that's definitely part of a struggle. But I am, you are going to lose your mind at around 25 or something, because I feel like that's kind of the point you realize that you can still do all of the things that you sort of wanted to do as a kid, except this time you can do it drunk and with money. And that's rule.
Mm-hmm.
You
get a 5-year glory period. Then you get into your 30s and realize that is expensive. And now if I look at more than 2 beers, I am a wreck the next day.
Yeah. 5 years is generous because I'm a wreck now, basically. Um, but like that is a thing that I feel like is what's it called? What's it called? Like that's a thing that often comes up, at least for me, that like, or at least with a lot of my friends, that you can still live a very full and like fulfilled life uh by like searching new experiences. Because obviously it's nice to have it's nice to have a childhood, adoy, but it's also an opportunity to like discover and like remake yourself, and then you can have whatever like experiences that you want. Then I'm ranting a little bit. I'm a bit vague. I am very tired. I think my office is like filling up with carbon dioxide.
Yeah, so like there's what's it called? Being 19, you still have a lot of opportunity to do dumb young people stuff. Is the
Yeah, yeah, and like you have that like well into your 30s, I would even say. Although obviously it gets more difficult like progressively after the year of 23. At
Yeah.
that point, alcohol starts to actually have negative effect.
Then you just start smoking a lot of weed. It's fine. Um
Maybe in your country you can do that.
I can. It's been legal for 3 years now. Um so
Must be nice.
yeah, it is. I buy my weed from the government. So the other thing, though, is that you still get to do dumb things. Because, for example, my birthday was this weekend, as I mentioned, and I had some friends over, and I bought, I'm going to buy a lot of chicken wings. Because I was like, that's a fun party food. Mia, we bought far too many chicken wings. I don't know where this is going to end up, but I just started the stream. Let's see if it... And, okay. Let's look at... It looks stable. I'm not... No drop frames so far. Oh, there they go. Okay, yeah, it's the internet. We're fucked. I love that, yeah.